You're watching Sin City Podcast with Vegas. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. So last night I went to bed early and you got to finish the Caitlin Clark game, aka the Fever game, and I didn't get to hear what happened. So before we get started on everything else, I just need to know what happened. Did we win? We won. Fever won, right? By the way, Caitlin Clark, love you. Love you. Big fan.
Caitlin,
Thank you for signing my jacket.
she
What'd she do?
was wonderful for doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
By
she's
the
so
way,
sweet.
how much fun did we have at that game?
Seriously, best date night ever, courtside, and then we got to watch Caitlin. We got to meet Caitlin Clark, sort of. She signed my jacket. Sophie Cunningham was really nice. Lexi Hall, super, super nice girl. And hey, Gracie, go ahead and have a seat, my love. Anywhere you want, baby girl. Just make yourself at home. That's our daughter, Gracie. You want to say hi to your kid?
Hi. What's up, kid?
So anyway, what happened in the Fever game last night, babe?
Fever came back in the fourth quarter. Caitlin bagged a couple threes.
That's what she does.
Everybody started playing a little bit more rough on the rough side, which was fun for me.
That's because Mitchell got fouled, like not right. That was not.
That was not stop.
Foul. That was.
I'm digging it.
That was not right the way she got fouled. That girl straight up elbowed her in the face, dude.
Yeah, bad news. Bad
Son
news.
was not playing fair.
Somebody got hit in the trachea. It's not cool. But no, great game. Had a good time. You were asleep, so it was all good. And then I wrote a song after
So I was asleep, so it made it better?
No, honey, I would never say that. You're wonderful. I love you.
I know. I know. This is true. So how'd we win?
What's that, baby?
How'd we win?
We won by like 12 or something like that.
Did you say we were going to win by 12? You're a numbers guy, just like Dad is, just like Pops.
I am. Now, my dad's, bigger chested guy than me.
Dad's a big guy. Pops
big guy,
is a big guy.
6'2", 6'3", but I definitely get the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. There's no way around it. I mean, I've always been like that.
You're my nerd.
In this weird brain, there's always something being churned.
Yeah, you say that I'm like crazy.
Analytically speaking.
Your brain's like always like firing on all cylinders, just like all over the place.
That it is. Speaking of that, let's take a drink of coffee for quick.
Like you need
Cheers.
More freaking coffee.
Cheers.
So he'll drink coffee, Devin, at like 10 o'clock at night. He'll wake up because you sleep in shifts, dude. Like you don't sleep like like from like 11 to 7. You'll sleep like, from like you'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're up for like 4 hours and you take a 4-hour nap and then you're up until 4 a.m. And then it's like you sleep in shifts. Like what time did you come to bed last night?
7 a.m.
Oh shit.
No, I came to bed about 3, got my usual 4 hours of sleep. Got up at it, and my brain is starting to work for the day, so I really, that's a good thing for this, for these purposes.
You don't need your brain to work; just be yourself.
I will, baby.
No,
I will.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yes. I will say that's normal.
It is.
So back in the day, it wasn't until the century before we're in now.
Yeah.
People would go to bed at around 9, wake up at midnight, open their stores back up, and then work more. And close at about 3, 4, and go back to bed. That was normal.
Really?
Yes.
So you're normal. Who would have thunk? Maybe I'm the weirdo.
I'm not buying it, but you know what? If you all want to roll with that, I'm cool with you saying I'm.
But hey, now
relatively
you're
normal.
not the only person that sleeps in shifts. Apparently, it's been going on.
Honestly, I will tell you what. It works for me. Yes, when I was younger. A couple years ago.
You mean going to? Yeah. No, you're still young.
A few years back. Yeah, I sleep like a champ. These days, 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
A tranquilizer dart to put me to sleep. I have the worst time falling asleep. I need like ZzzQuil, and I'm not drinking wine, so it's like ZzzQuil and freaking. I need all kinds of things to put me to sleep, like my Xanax to knock me out. I am like the worst sleeper in the world, but once I get to sleep, I have been sleeping for the last 2 weeks like a boss.
I know you have, baby. I'm proud of you.
It's been awesome.
Just pass that along to me a little bit.
You pass it on to Hans, what you need to do.
No, we can't start that yet.
Oh, come on. Everybody loves Hans. He's my biggest crush.
Okay. Here's the deal. Does anyone want a schnitzel?
You're so stupid. I love you so much. Oh, my God. I'm surprised you didn't bring your guitar on to play.
You know what? Maybe we'll do that later, baby.
No,
so what you got for me today, honey? Hit me.
What do I got for you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to play it off the cuff. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Why don't we talk about how you and I kind of came together?
Oh, you want to talk about our love story?
I
do. Okay.
You want to blush a little bit?
A little bit.
All right.
Okay. So let's see. We were friends for 20 years.
Correct. Yeah, we were, we didn't.
Actually, our love story is actually kind of darling, I have to say.
Well, we didn't, know each other super well, but I was.
No, we were acquaintances. We ran around the same circles. Knew we were like what is it called? Ships in the night.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew you.
I always knew you were funny before I knew who Reggie was personally. Your reputation like definitely is for real legitimate because like you're
Well,
hilarious.
that's tarnished now, obviously.
What?
I'm kidding. I said that's obviously tarnished now.
No. No, but I always knew you're funny. And then we met again at Tiki because you were playing a little show there at a party.
And explain Tiki real quick, just a little bit about it.
Okay, well, Tiki was someone's house that we used to hang out with. There was pool parties and got a little bit wild. And you were playing a gig there, and a person I was sitting next to was like, "How are you not with Reggie?" And I was like, "That's Reggie." Like, I always knew you were cute and sweet, but I was like, it's Reggie. You know, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. And then we became like best friends. We started talking about goat stories.
We did.
And then we became best friends, and we were living together as roommates for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was already in love with you, and you were like, "No, not so much. I'm not having it."
No.
I told Devin, check this out. I told him I loved him, and he moved out the next day.
Okay. Now listen.
You moved out.
Hold on. Now listen.
What?
Yeah, dude. Like I was like,
okay.
I was like, because it was after our friends Chad and Stacy's wedding, and I was drunk, but I already had a big feelings for him. And I was like, "I love you," and he's like, "No, don't do that." And then like he moved out the next day.
Now,
Gracie, did he not move? Look, she's laughing. She knows the story.
I was gonna plead the fifth on this and invoke my. No, I'm kidding.
You're so funny.
Invoke my rights. But here's the deal. That is partially correct. What I will say is, and this is not, excusing it, but the truth is, I wasn't ready yet. But I will tell you that, and anyone that knows us, has gotten to know us knows, especially all my buddies and especially my dad.
Yes.
Already knew.
Everybody knew but me.
I was in love with you.
Yeah.
And I was very guarded. I had, I was about a year into sobriety from alcohol. And, I wasn't, here's how I felt. I wasn't in the place because I knew you were an amazing woman, strong, kind, empathetic. I mean, all the things that I ever wanted in a relationship, and I knew that this was the deal, but there was something blocking me, and I felt like I almost, I think it was actually partly like a confidence thing. It's something inside of me. I felt a little bit less than at that point. I hadn't really I hadn't, and it's always a process, it goes on forever.
Yeah.
That process of healing from sobriety, no matter what, whatever your choice was. Mine was alcohol. Spent a lot of years abusing that. And
10 years sober, by the way. 10 years sober.
Yeah.
June, you were 10 years sober.
June 9th of 2025.
That's amazing. Super proud of you.
Yes. But no, the truth is I felt like I couldn't be there for you at that point in time in my life to be the man that you needed me to be.
Well.
And I knew that you deserved the best.
You are the best, babe.
Well, now, but no, I'm kidding. No, but it's like.
And then we jumped through another hoop because I sat him down and I was like, he was like, "Listen." Oh yeah, he sat me down and he was like, "Listen, I don't have the feelings for you that you do for me." And I was like, "Okay, fine." That's when I finally got the closure. And I was like, "I still want to be your friend because you're the best, like my best friend to this day, 9 years later." So it's like, you said, "I don't have the same feelings for you that you do for me." And I was like, "All right, cool." So we remained friends.
Yep.
I started dating.
Yeah.
And then we were so close, I would like call you on my way home from the dates and you'd be like, "So how is this? How is that?" Da, da, da. And there was someone I started to sort of have like a catching a crush on with this person.
I mean, I didn't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
Right.
So so I started dating someone else and you were like not having it. So one day you come home from work, and Mikey's texting me all day. He's saying, "Listen," he's like, "just give Reggie a chance, be patient, da 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 da." Because I guess at work you had been saying some stuff about me.
Well, there's another part to this too. And
okay.
I'll finish that in a second. But go ahead.
So I'm sitting in the kitchen and I'm like putting dishes away and you walk through the door. and you swoop into the kitchen and you turn me around and you're like, I love you. I've always loved you. Don't go out with that guy. I was just scared. Stay here with me. And then you kissed me. And I think my feet literally came off the ground. I was so like swept off my feet. And then I'm like crying and kissing you. I'm texting that guy. It's over. Kiss me. You know what I mean? It was so romantic.
You know, it's
that guy. I mean, nobody would have had a chance. Nobody I was dating would have had a chance when you came home and said that to me. It wouldn't have mattered. You were always the one.
The truth is, I did what I felt. And you know, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give my dad, you know, I'm so thankful my dad is like my best friend.
Guy in the world.
One of the best human beings I've ever met.
Yes. And agreed. I love my pickle. He's pickle.
You know, he's always been there for me. And you know, if I'm at a loss and I, you know, there's something I'm going through and I just can't figure it out. I don't know if you know, but I was actually staying at dad's for a couple of days at that time.
No, I didn't know that.
That's how that happened. And
I thought you were staying at Jake's.
No, I was actually at my dad's house, and I just needed some guidance. And you know, we all, you know, some of us go to friends, some, you know, I go to my dad. You know, and I talk to my friends about stuff too, but my dad's the man. Stan's the man.
He is. Everyone knows it too. Everybody that knows Stan has ever met
him
one time.
And I will tell you, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but it's pretty close because it's been a few years, but it's really close, damn close to this. I was kind of like in between. I was torn. And I said, Dad, I don't know if I can be the man that she needs me to be. And, you know, just what we were just talking about. And he goes, son, I mean, it was pretty simple. He's like, you know, you go get that girl. Like, it was like one of those, like, it's seriously.
I love you, Pickle. Thank you. Thank you, Pops.
That's damn close to what he said. And I immediately packed up, you know, cause you know me, I'm always, you know, I'm one of those guys, you know how I roll. I was on the road for 25 years. So I could throw everything out. Well, not anymore.
You're welcome.
But you know,
decorating the house.
No problem with that. But you know,
I love shopping
everything used to fit in the Toyota Camry 2003.
Great car. I miss that car.
Me too. You know, and a backpack, and I was good to go.
That backpack. You know, oh, I remember that backpack. It was like the Bermuda Triangle backpack. Like you would have that thing was so freaking big, and you couldn't find anything in that.
Well, the cool thing is when you found something, it was always a gift.
I know, it was like Christmas.
It's something that I, you know, had back in 1998. That I didn't realize I still had in my musical arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a nice MIDI keyboard I didn't realize I had. Cool.
Oh my God.
But yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, honey, it worked out as it should. That's how I feel. You know, who has a story that they can say is absolutely perfect? And you know, I don't know what perfection is. You know, if we didn't have that,
you're my perfect. I can say that because nobody's perfect because we are all flawed. But I always say to you, you're my perfect. You know, you're perfect for me. You're my perfect.
Right.
And you're still my best friend, and I just love you to pieces.
And listen, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually on a group of people on Facebook. Or it's on TikTok. If you're married and you actually like your husband, go ahead and like this, and then we'll all talk. And I'm like, my man's the shit, dude. I'm like, he's my best friend.
You know, I think that's something that people should discuss more about. The you know, just from our experience, you know, from my experience, from my perspective, about marriage. You know, and this is just, you know, one person's opinion, but that friendship and that mutual respect has to be there. And thank God we have that. You know, we're
anomalies too, because I was 38 when we got married, and you were 4. I don't know, 9 years ago. I'm 44, and you're 59.
I was some age.
So we were older, if you will.
Yeah, we were late bloomers.
I think in Midwest standards, we're older. I think a lot of people in like New York are getting married in their 40s or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, we waited. It was worth the wait.
There is absolutely no doubt at all. And like I said, you know, I really do think that people should discuss that more. That, you know, if you're expecting perfection and to never be at odds about something or disagree, you know, you challenge me still, you know, and sometimes you'll tell me, you know, you'll tell me how it is.
He calls it my desert humor.
I do.
Because
I call it desert humor.
He makes me out to be like, because growing up, I was like, I grew up in like in Las Vegas, which is Southern Nevada, you know, and I grew up with a melting pot of people.
Absolutely.
And you always call it my desert humor because I'm very dry and I'm very like, I guess I could be kind of cold and I don't mean to be, you know. And he's just like, oh, there's that desert humor. I'm like, damn, dude, I'm just saying, I don't mean it to, I come off harsh and I don't mean to be. And you're sensitive and I'm sensitive and we're both hot headed, so it's like, and we're both alpha, so it's like a whole rigmarole of just like.
She's as cold as ice. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry. Hopefully I don't get copyright stricken for that. I didn't sing it well enough though, so it was, a little foreigner reference.
You're ridiculous.
By the way, you're not cold as ice. You're amazing. But here, here's the thing. Like I said,
depends on who you ask.
It's just a bit of a difference in our, just small differences in our personalities. We have much more similar.
Oh yeah.
And here's the deal. I'm a grown man with some big feelings. Like, that's another thing I learned from my dad. I know I probably, talk a lot about my father, but the truth is
he's the man.
Him and my grandfather Cleo taught me so much about, ethics, how to, what it truly meant to be a man, and that you could be vulnerable, that you can cry as a man. I'm a grown man who cries 2-3 times a week.
Oh, on that note, can I
not
say
on purpose,
something?
but it just happens, man. I feel,
and you know how,
and I'm okay with
this is something that I've seen you go through that pisses me off
What's
so
that,
much. So when you need space, you kind of go off grid. Like you don't want to get into the drama, or sometimes you just want to go off grid because you're just doing your own thing, and you may not get back to people, or you may just like cut people out because you've given them chance after chance after chance after chance, and then you're like, you know what, I'm done. And then it's just cut and dry, period. That's it. You're done. It's curtains. And people are just always like, oh, Reggie, he'll cut you out of your life and he doesn't get back. Like, he's so flighty, he's unreliable. I'm like, no, that's not. And then they'll call me. I'm like, don't call me. I'm not his secretary. If he's off grid, he wants to be off grid for a reason. And then people start guilt tripping you, and it's like they're victims. And I hate that for you. I've seen that happen way too many times with you. You think people that have known you for that long would get that?
It is truly unfortunate. I think that it, it stems from multiple things.
What's that?
I'm a little bit old school and a little bit new school. I've got my, I'm old school with like I said, with what I, how I feel like I can't lie to you. I miss only having like one or two ways to contact a person. I know that sounds like, old man Reggie. Yeah, call me on my dial up. But here's the deal. It's like, yes, we live in an amazing time. I mean, it's hard to discern what was great times and this and that and this and that. You go for back and forth on that different perspective on or perception on that. But we have so many ways to contact each other now. To me, it's overwhelming. That's why I go. Honestly, that's part of the reason that I do go off grid, because I, before we got together, I was on the road for 20-25 years. I was a lone wolf, and I'm still okay. And I thank God that you understand that about me, because I have to have that.
I don't think a lot of people what's something I love about us is that we both love our space.
Absolutely.
So you'll go to dad's to watch basketball games, sports of any kind,
or I might go camping.
And you
by
go
myself.
for a drive. I don't. In past relationships, I would be like, I don't think I was ready for you either, or grown up enough for you either at the time until we met. Does that make sense? Until we met, I wasn't ready for you. Because I was was very, very selfish in relationships and jealous because of just bringing old things into the new thing. But with you, it's like there's so much trust that, like, if you want to go on the road, I'm not going to be like, oh hell no, you need to do that. I'm gonna just call me every night so I know you're safe, and I want to hear all the stories when you get back.
Of course,
because without trust, there wouldn't be that kind of freedom.
No,
you can't have freedom without trust in a relationship.
Don't worry, I always have stories, honey. You know me. I've made a lot of friends on the road.
Speaking of stories, and I know we're branching off.
Oh, man.
Okay, so here's the thing.
All right,
Devin, pick a state, buddy.
Let me get prepared for this.
I'm gonna go Maine.
Do you have a Maine story?
You know what? You somehow picked one of the three states that I have not played in. I have not.
All right, so let me go Alabama, because Alabama's a big tourist state.
Yes, played.
Okay, so for almost every state, he's got a freaking story.
I
So
love this.
do an Alabama story.
Played in Mobile, played in Alabama, or played in Birmingham, Mobile, and one other decent sized city that I cannot remember the name of.
Was this with Blackmaker?
This was with, I believe this was with Blackmakers. That was a band I was in Chicago for some that you don't know.
Epic band, epic.
I've been waiting to get some name drops because I've heard this.
Sons of the South, Blackmaker. He's in so many, but I have to say personally, because I think it was probably because I was somewhat a part of it in a way, because I was a fan.
Yeah. No,
I was a fan. I would go to your shows. I
Yeah.
had the Blackmaker shirts on and stuff like that. You got to look at Blackmaker, epic band.
I'm doing it as we speak.
They were just sick.
Well, well, do you want me to talk about that band? I mean, it's up to
Any
you.
band you want. Let's focus on Alabama, and you can talk about any band you want. Tell an Alabama
Well,
story.
I remember in Birmingham, we played this amazing theater, and it was so many years ago. This was 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
We later on, and I'll tell you about this in a minute, obviously, but later on we did actually get signed to a major.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a little bit of management. Management was good, treating us right. Had booking, and we were touring a lot.
Yeah.
And getting tight as a band. You know how bands are, though. We've been on the road for a bit there, and I do remember meeting. Honestly, I remember meeting a lot of like really wonderful, like laid back, cool people in Alabama, and that theater. Now, I don't remember the name of the theater. I hate that I forget the name of the theater.
You never forget the.
I will tell you that we opened for. I don't know if anybody remembers the band Trapt. Spelled Trapt.
Not yet. I'd have to see him.
Strong was one of the biggest.
Yeah, that's when Headstrong.
There you go.
They that single had just come out, and like that. This band I'm talking about, we came out right around that time where there was Nickelback, there was Trapt, there was a lot of bands in that kind of in that vein, that genre of rock.
You opened for Nickelback too, didn't you?
Yeah, we did like a 30 some day tour with them.
Super nice guys. You said they were actually very cool.
They were cool.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, throughout the whole thing, 98% of the time, people were great.
That's awesome.
And I knew about Spaceman. I'd already been in Nashville and done some session work and worked with just straight up artists, and that's a whole different type of thing. And I knew how to lay back. I knew you don't go up to the singer when the guy's trying to prepare and start asking him 15 questions. Hey, where'd you grow up, man?
Right.
And just bother the.
You don't want a fangirl like I did.
Bother the shit out of him.
You don't want a Caitlin Clark like I did. I was like, oh my God, Caitlin. I haven't fangirled like that since New Kids on the Block. I'm almost just a little bit embarrassed, but you know what? Fuck it. She's great. I love her. And
no,
I fangirled. I did.
She's
so incredible.
Once in a generation type of player.
And actually,
it's
it really is. And the thing I admire about her too is the fact that when she's getting punked, like just like bullied on the floor, the way she's so classy about it, I'd be ripping weave out of people's heads. You know what I'm saying? I'm like not having it.
No, she's all class,
takes
man.
it, and she says she's really class. I admire people who can stay cool in situations like that, because I would clap back. I'd be kicked out of the game. It'd be over. So I admire. That's one of the things I admire the most about her.
Yeah.
Outside of her basketball skills, it's her calm, cool collective that I love.
Yes, absolutely. And that's another thing I found on the road. Like a lot of people would kind of give a bad rap to artists and things like that, saying they're divas and all this kind of stuff. And some for sure. And I'm not going to mention any names. But I will say, that, in my experience throughout music over, 30 plus years now, doing session work in Nashville, being in Chicago, a little bit in LA, New York, played in almost every state, been so fortunate. And I will tell you that the good absolutely outweighs some of the bad experiences. And the bad experiences, the truth is,
you learn from it?
They were a gift.
Okay, yeah.
They were a gift of how to, I learned how to, I met so many people and so many different types of personalities that it has prepared me for what I am now. Right now, I'm in the works of doing, HMG Media Group,
right,
which is Hitman Media Group, and it's going to have, a few other artists under it. It's it's a big thing. It's coming down the pipeline. You know, it's got. I'm on the generation. I go by the generation.
Right.
That's my production name. I also go by Reggie Reasoner, the artist. You know, and I've been a songwriter. I've been writing songs since I was 15.
And you can write a song quicker than anybody's ever written a song in like
No,
record time.
I'm okay.
Record time. You can write a song so fast, it's insane.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I like the story at the beginning of this episode. He literally was like, she went to bed and I wrote a song was. No, he's saying no.
Exactly.
I the truth is, I actually did too. But anyway, I just got to put a mantle and part on this one. That's what it is. But you know,
so funny.
But yeah, I will tell you, honey. You know, the truth is, I've been so fortunate to have had these experiences, and you know, it's like. It's so funny because just when you think something, you know, it's easy. We're human beings, you know. I've been to where I've been bummed, you know, and you know I get really down and out. And I think, oh, I should be further along in this. And man, I've been so fortunate to be able to see all these places and meet these people and play these stages and learn from absolutely just highly skilled, wonderful people. And you know, I was always that guy. I asked a lot of questions.
You still do.
I still do.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot though, and that has carried on into what I'm able to do today. And it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily, you know, exponentially more skilled than someone else, but you know, I did learn some tricks of the trade. You know, I kind of keep those. You know, I'm not going to tell you those.
I know
but
you and I have felt like a little bit, like we felt like a little bit. I don't want to say trapped is definitely not the right word, but we've been feeling like where do we go from here kind of thing. And like, don't you feel like the last few months or so, just everything is kind of just like aligned, and it's like we could see the light at the end of the tunnel finally after being in 2020 for the past 5 years, for lack of better terms, with all the stuff that's been going on and everything. And now everything's just kind of like, it's like right now I'm so happy with everything that's going on in our life that I'm almost scared, you know, because I'm scared to lose it. I'm scared to.
Well, honey, don't be scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Like everything is so great. I'm afraid the rug's gonna get ripped out from underneath us at any moment. So I'm almost afraid to enjoy it too much because I'm afraid it's gonna get, you know, shit on, and I don't want that, because it's like all of our blessings, all of our prayers, manifestations, everything are like coming to life right
to fruition.
to fruition.
Well, you know, that's the thing though, honey. You know, like it you know, like I said, it's just my opinion, but I've always trusted my gut my entire life.
Your gut's never steered you
and
wrong,
I will tell
ever.
you that. However you want to call it, God, the universe, vibrations, frequency, you know, it's like there's a reason that music, there's a reason all these things connect with us. Sometimes in a way that we can sort of, you know, discern, like maybe, sometimes not. And, you know, some people call it the flow state. They call all these different things, tons of different terms for it. But I will tell you that you know it, you know, so sometimes you listen to it and sometimes you don't. And, you know, I think a lot of people have to realize that, or at least it would behoove them to realize that it's going to be okay. You know, it's going to be okay. 98% of the things that we freak out about and all this worry and all this stuff, we have this life. It's so beautiful. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. It's such a gift to even be alive.
I agree. I
You
have
know,
to say,
what is it? 400 million to 1 chance.
exactly, like we win the lottery just by being alive on Earth, just by being
correct.
born.
So worrying about, you know, your water bill being a little bit too high and freaking out for 2 days over it. Is that worth it?
Here's something that
You know?
you know that I'm a little bit worried about.
Right.
So we have to move in 3 months.
Correct.
We're looking for a rental. That's been a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. This is something that's been driving me nuts. Like,
all right,
we want to rent because this is not an economy to buy in. And people are just like, you need to buy. You're less than. You're not if you don't own a house, you're immature. You're a child. You're wasting your money. Like, could you please explain to people why we choose to rent, especially now and especially here?
I will say that we are.
I'm getting pissed off. I'm getting sick of just talking about it.
Well, we are not necessarily, and I don't mean this in a bad way. We're just not necessarily cookie cutter. We're odd cats.
Yeah, I guess.
But you know what? I'm okay with that. And that's not to downplay anyone else. Everyone is.
No, if you want to buy that script, but that's not for us. I just want you to be able to explain why that
Oh,
isn't
okay.
why we do not want to buy.
The quickest way possible is
Yeah.
interest rates are too high right now. Interest rates are getting ready to where it's going to be kind of like it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then again, I feel that things are conflated, and I feel that people are, there's like a bit of it, like almost like an extraction process.
Why does
going
the American dream always have to be with keeping up with the Joneses and living outside your means? That's not the American dream in my book. My book is in the American dream is straight up just peace, freedom. You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to be like owning shit you can't afford just to look like everybody else? That's dumb.
Right. And I'll tell you, I've had money. I've not had money.
Same.
Then I had quite a bit. Then I didn't. Then I'll tell you what, that ebb and flow, if you can rock with that, first off, you're doing good because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think a lot of the reason that, we choose to rent over buying is that we want that freedom to be able to, and like I said, that is not a slam on it. Everyone's welcome to do anything they want to do.
Right.
It's not a judgment on anyone else.
But we're not the ones slamming. I feel like we've been
misjudged. We've been a little bit, run over the coast. But you know what though? We're adults, we're strong people. We will do what we're gonna do. And it's just it's going to work out because,
I am freaking out a little bit because we've got 3 months.
No, I got you, baby. I got you.
I'm a little nervous.
I got you, honey.
I like to have a carrot to not necessarily a carrot to chase, but I'm a planner. I like to know what's gonna happen before it happens, unless it's like a surprise or something cool like that. But like with this, I'm just like it's starting to like drive me crazy. Like I want to know what's going on. I need to know. I have to know.
I know you have to know, honey, and you know me. I'm a little bit more laid back about it.
Laid back. Laid back. Oh God.
Hello.
Oh.
He's not very laid back. He needs a schnitzel.
Oh my Hans! I love Hans.
Yeah, we can't do.
He's everybody's favorite.
We can't do too much Hans, but
you can do every accent in the world.
No, I will. I'll end it with this.
Okay.
Here's the deal. I believe in. There's what 7.5, almost 8 billion people on the planet at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody was doing the same thing and this and that, we don't pay attention, in my opinion, as American citizens, we don't pay attention enough to other cultures. I didn't just read books on one religion. I've read many different religious texts from thousands of years ago, and I've read the Bible twice, which I know. Sorry, I'm not saying that like I'm like hey, I read the Bible twice.
That's too
much. I deserve a trophy, right. But here's the thing. I enjoyed all of it, and I learned something from all of it. And I think that for us to live this life in any sort of judgment of each other, or how you should do this or do that, not even just including how you should live, if you should buy a house or if you should rent a house,
spend your own money,
how you should do what you want, man. Because like I said, this life, this is the deal. I can't tell you what to do with it. You really probably shouldn't tell me what to do with it because I'm kind of a punk and I'll.
Oh, you're stubborn Scorpio. Very stubborn Scorpio, dude. For real.
I mean, is that a thing?
No, is it a thing?
Is it just Scorpio or is it just me?
Every single Scorpio I've ever met, love every one of them. Stubborn is like pure and simple, like the way I would describe a Scorpio.
Well, you know what?
It's not necessarily bad either. I mean, if you don't want to do something, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. And then it doesn't happen. I don't want to.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
You said very plain and simple. Very plain and simple. I don't want to do that.
Well, let's me, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's whenever I decide I'm doing something, I will do that,
and nobody will get in the way.
I will sit there for 42 hours until I figure out how to do it.
Cosplay. Sorry, I don't mean to.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's what it is. Gracie.
We're thinking of cosplayers.
You said once you get your mindset on something, I started thinking about her, how she's making her cosplay outfit.
You know what? Yeah, let's talk about that just real quick.
Yeah.
So, we have Grace, 11-year-old daughter.
Yeah, she's great.
And, amazing. And that's the way she is too. And like I said, I thank God that's kind of, I think, rubbed off on her, is that she's either not into it, or she will
go full throttle.
And it's like the coolest stuff you've ever seen. And it's like her creativity inspires me.
In a little bit, yeah, for sure.
Inspires me too. And even with what I do. And I think it does you too. And
yeah, when I get my heart set on something and I'm into it, like I go full. I want it. I'm passionate about it.
Be made normal with everybody.
True that.
Yeah, you're in it or you're not.
Yeah, there's
should never be
for sure. And I can tell one thing for me, speaking for myself, for sure, in every aspect of any subject, whether it be feelings, people, whatever, there is no gray area for me. I either will live and die for you, or you are nothing to me, and you don't exist in my life. There's no
people. Gray area is only involved in politics.
Okay. Yes.
There's just a little bit there. But anywho, you know what? Don't get me started on that.
No, we're not doing that.
Steer clear.
We're not doing that.
Let's steer way around that one. It takes the Autobahn around that one, you know what I'm saying? very, very fast, yeah. But
very, very fast.
Let's end it with this. I'll tell you what.
All right.
How cool is it that this happened? What we're doing right now?
The podcast?
How
I love it.
And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was trepidatious about being on my wife's podcast. I thought, you know what? I'm cool with being the dude behind the scenes. I'm cool with doing the business stuff.
I know. I had to ask you a couple times to do it, but I'm so glad that you did, because I don't know, you're my best friend. I wanted you on here. I just wanted to.
We are best friends.
My baby. Yes.
We are best friends.
And plus, I thought it'd be kind of cool for people to get to know you a little bit too. The ones that don't.
I mean,
they're kind of awesome.
I'm all right. I'm all right. But we're fortunate, and it's like, we. I think we were kind of at a place, if we're being honest, I think at that point in time, we were at a place where
well, that's what I was
kind of in between.
Exactly.
There was some gray area where we really hadn't decided.
I don't recall who I was talking to a guest about this exact same thing. I was like, I don't know. Because when Devin asked me if I wanted to do a podcast, I had never thought about that. I knew I'm a ham, but being on stage is the scariest thing in the world to me. But this is different. This is way different.
Right.
And so, and I just feel like everything is aligned right now. It's like 2025 has just been everything that I've been like praying for 5 freaking years. Everything's going so well. I love this podcast. I love having all of our people on. I love where it's going. I'm so happy right now. Like, God is good, man. I'm so happy.
No, like I said, we are fortunate. Let's just enjoy it, because we will get a couple curveballs, baby.
That's okay. I can handle curveballs, dude. I did hair for over 20 years. I worked for the worst, and I had some of the greatest clients in the world. And then I had some idiots that I had to fuck with. I mean, when you deal with the public,
you got me on that one.
Not everything's going to be gold. You're going to have some bad apples every once in a while.
Well, absolutely. No, absolutely. I appreciate you having me on. Like I said, I was trepidatious. I'm glad I did it, and maybe we should end it with Hans, just saying thank you so much, and like and subscribe, because it's like very beneficial for everyone involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like